2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Daybreak Classic is about to begin. Hello, I'm Luke Elvey alongside 2002 PGA Championship winner Rich Beam, who's in the booth. And it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm glad to be here covering this week's featured group, and what a pairing, as these two have been hinting at quite a budding rivalry here.
Well, Henny, it sounds like they're trying to beat young Will Zalatoris. I'm really looking forward to this matchup.
Oh, as am I. Wily Will found his way onto the tour in a very unusual manner, and he kept himself there. The pressure is not too much for him. He can handle anything. He's a fierce young man. A young man of the future, and I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with his game. Where can you beat him? Where can you see any of those defenses? He's very confident, and as I said, Luke, he can take that pressure.
Yeah, well, he might be slight in stature. I think he's 160 pounds wringing wet, but he's big on confidence and bold with his iron play. There is not a flag he won't fire at, so if you want to beat Will Zalatoris, you better go hole hunting. Well, it looks like John McCarthy's stepped back ashore, kicked off his boat shoes, and is going to give us a little bit of a condition of today's course. John, what are the players facing here at Old Marina Golf Club?
Well, Luke, we're on the coast, but there's a good mix of coastal and inland holes at Old Marina Golf Club. Lots of movement in these greens. If you are an expert at reading putts, you're going to have a bit of a leg up, I think, this week. I love the fourth hole, par 5, that stretches along the ocean, has a green that's well protected by bunkers, which probably might dissuade some from going forward into the 7th hole. Similarly, a par 5 stretching down the ocean, but is much less protected around the green. And that green is enormous, by the way. So that'll definitely be green light city for the players this week. And one last hole. I really love the par 4 14th. The players are going to hit over the water to a fairway that juts out into the ocean on a peninsula. So that will provide some great entertainment this week as well. Looking forward to see what kind of creativity is on display by these players here this week at Old Marina Golf Club.
Henny, what have they got in front of them here?
And from about 105 yards...
This one is all over it.
Wow, showing Will Zalatoris that this rivalry is indeed not to be taken lightly.
Let's get back to it, shall we? Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me. Ooh, right by the hole. Putting for par. And that putt just was never hit hard enough.
Tell you what, watch out. This guy's going to be on full tilt here shortly.
Currently at 2 over par. A chance to put last hole's bogey behind them here at this tee. Oh, that was pummeled. Great drive. Lining up from about 230 yards here. 5 shots off the pace. Is there anything classier than someone that could hit a driver off the deck? Yeah, disappointing not to find the surface, Rich, but I like that play.
Not too sure what they were thinking. Too much club.
They're looking to get this one close in hopes of saving par. An opportunity to make a par here. And down she goes. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Now 6 strokes back after that hole. It's time to step onto the tee here at the 5th. Keep your fingers crossed for a bounce to the right. And he's safely on the green with that shot. What's in front of them, Henny?
Setting up this putt 14 feet from the cup.
This one's tracking. Just didn't drop. And that should secure the par on this one. Well, that was a positive hole. A little shift up the leaderboard. Well played. Here we are at the 6th hole. That's tiny. Rich, there's plenty of paths to the PGA Tour, but few seem to bash their way to the PGA Tour quicker than Will Zalatoris. It was an immediate impact he had, and it's just such an exciting game he possesses.
Watching him go from the Korn Ferry Tour and essentially bypassing all of that fairly immediately with the 3 wins and getting onto the PGA Tour and having such a profound effect when he was out there really is quite astonishing. Without getting the win, but seemingly in contention each and every week out there, you feel the sky is the limit for what's going to happen with this young man. He is so disciplined in what he does in a round of golf. He's got a great mind in the way that he approaches the game and how he advances the golf ball to point A to point B to point. He sees this golf course 3 shots in advance. It's just kind of like it's right there in front of him. He reminds me of an old school pool player who he's already made all the shots. Now just has to go ahead and just sink the next one because he set himself up perfectly for the next one. It's impressive.
Second shot here on the 7th. Going with a 3-wood here. Well, that's a tremendous shot and sets up a wonderful opportunity.
Using all of his muscles to get that one home in 2.
The old hammer hands putt. Okay, Henny, what's he looking at with this putt?
Just got to use the touch of a feather. Barely has to blow on it. This is just downhill.
Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. That's not your best effort on the greens. Trailing by 6 shots after that hole. And we've arrived at a par 3. Oh, what a lovely shot. He'll be delighted to be inside the range there. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's getting some airtime between him and his rival. He's 2 ahead.
14-footer.
And this putt to draw even with Will Zalatoris.
Was on a good line. Oh, I don't mind this par putt. Sitting at a couple over for the day. The 9th hole here, though, at Old Marina Golf Club is a strong one. A really tough test to finish the opening 9. A par 4 stretching 466 yards.
For those who like to work the golf ball from left to right, you're going to have to take a little bit of a chance by aiming over that hazard on the left-hand side. But if you find the fairway, boy, I tell you what, that's a fantastic feeling because this hole has got so much beauty. I love the second shot the bunkers on the front, but I love how the green runs away on the left-hand side. The design of this hole, especially the green, is absolutely amazing.
Well, I know that we're in the booth and not right up close to it, but it doesn't take a smart person to work out that's not a nice lie. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
And back to the course with the live action. Let's see if he can make this and keep the par on the card. That's a good putt to make, that one. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. We've arrived at a par 4 hole. Looks like they got all of that one. That's on a good line. From around 170 yards here. Looks to be going with the 5-iron. That's a good-looking shot there. This putt is about 17 feet long. That's frustrating. Pretty good chance here. This one's for par. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks right now. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings.
That dog will hunt.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
I can see the 125-yard marker just nearby.
This one could take a little bounce to the left. That's just inside the range. Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this. Yeah, that looked to be a bit of a misread.
Can't believe he did that. That drives you bonkers as a player.
And it's Lydia Ko on top of the leaderboard. Ooh, I always love these holes. Here we have a par 3. That doesn't look good, Rich. Bit too far right for my liking. It's fair to say that that approach didn't hit the mark. Second shot here on the 12th. Didn't that look good for a long time? This is from miles away.
This putt to try and save their par.
Didn't quite have the right stuff there. 5 feet coming up to the cup. And that's for a bogey. Now let's switch our attention to Will Zalatoris.
He's 2 strokes ahead in this group rivalry today.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? So after that effort, this is the current standings on the course. Okay, as we move along, it's Lydia Ko in top spot. Let's head to this lengthy par 4. Tee shot is looking good here. There have been a lot of players that have come out and people are quick to label them as prodigious talents and what they can do, but it's true about Lydia Ko that she is one of the game's prodigies.
Luke, when you say prodigy, I think Lydia Ko's name should just be, instead of prodigy, just say, look at Lydia Ko. Because this young lady has seemingly done it all at 14 years young. 14, won a professional event, the youngest men or women to ever win a tournament that early. That is astounding. 18 years old, major champion with the final round 63. It's mind-blowing how good this young lady was at such an early age. Yes, had a little lull there for a little bit, but now come back out and has just taken the world by storm again. 17 wins already and building in her professional career. The sky is the limit for Lydia.
Sitting at 2 over. Going with the 6-iron here. And he's safely on the green. Why don't we catch up with Will Zalatoris?
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Now, this is a challenging one. A lengthy putt awaits.
This for back-to-back birdies.
That's a fine effort, that one. You always want to putt those ones stone dead. Now 7 shots behind after that. Time to hit a good one here at the 15th. Going with the pitching wedge here. Needs this one to kick right. Yeah, that was a safe play.
Outside chance of the birdie, but a 2-putt here is still good.
No, that's too bad. This is a par putt. And as the putt drops, 2 over, heading down the stretch. Well, there's the line, the greenside bunker. Can they get this one up and down? Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Trailing by 7 after that hole. Next hole is a short par 4.
Really hoping they play this one aggressively.
Oh, Henny, that looks like a putrid lie. Is it bad?
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the second cut.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. Oh, that's a tasty looking chip. Top shot.
Judging it beautifully.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Well, Rich, don't know about you, but my eyes are wide open standing here on the 17th tee of the Old Marina Golf Club.
Every player is going to be salivating to get here. This could be the easiest hole by a long shot on this golf course. The fairway, massive, most generous fairway out here. Second shot, a little bit uphill, but let's face it, just 506 yards, slightly uphill. I promise you, every player in this field is thinking eagle and nothing but.
Getting ready to play their 3rd. This putt right on 10 feet. A good one to make.
Oh, that was such a good stroke.
Oh, nice putt to make for a birdie. Sitting at 1 over for the event.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
What kind of shot are they facing here, Henny?
Yeah, he's about 155 from this hole location.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. Well played, mate. And this putt is for a final score of 70. Ouch, that hurts. Just a tiny putt is all that remains.
And that's how he signs off on this event.
Henny, I'm starting to really appreciate the magic in these rivalries. While they can't walk away with a victory in the tournament proper, they get to lay claim to beating some real stars of the PGA. And what about this victory over young Will Zalatoris?
Luke, Will Zalatoris isn't one of those players that gets beaten. This just doesn't happen. He is a player of the future, a young gun that usually comes out firing on all 4 cylinders. He didn't today, and this player took advantage, and they will use that
UK Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup.
Today's coverage of the Farmers Insurance Open is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group today.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this featured group because there are rumours of a rivalry brewing between these two players.
And this week, Henny, it looks like they're trying to take down Justin Rose. Not many people have been able to claim that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be all rosy at the end of today. This is definitely a tall order. Justin has one of the most consistent games on the PGA Tour. He's like a golfing metronome of a man. The iron play, I'm going to say if he hits the fairway, when he hits the fairway, his iron play is just phenomenal. He's going to get it inside 20 feet every time, and then you know he's going to hole putt. So, yeah, good luck with that one.
Well, he's the perfect mix, isn't he? He's an English gent with a killer glint in his eye. Good luck in this rivalry.
Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. This one looks like it's heading left here, Rich. That's not the outcome they were after.
And here we are with the third shot.
Came close with that chip. Nice soft hands around the green. What a skill to have.
You better believe it is great stuff to watch.
He finds himself currently tied for ninth. The second, a short par 4, one that the players like to take on these days, Rich. A good birdie look here.
They do. It used to be where you laid back on top of the hill and took a wedge, 9-iron sometimes for your second shot, but a lot of players now are challenging that bunker down the right-hand side, getting as far down there as possible, and just having a flick with a sand wedge in for their second.
Sometimes you hit some good ones, sometimes you hit some bad ones. Time for the second shot here on the second hole.
Nice out the rough here.
Not a bad approach. Grab the putter from the caddy. You're dancing.
And now over to Justin Rose.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
Oh, almost went in.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Yeah, guys, he's looking at around 17 feet. This is what they have left for birdie here.
Hey, nice looking line. Well played. He's currently tied for third.
Moving up the leaderboard. I like it.
There are so many stunning golf holes on this entire property. And this third, the par 3 downhill, certainly one of the elite holes on the course.
It might be stunning to look at, but it is painful. Can be extremely painful to play. Downhill all the way. When they tuck the pin over on the left-hand side, forget about it. Never hit it there. Only when the pin is on the center or the right part of the green should you be taking dead aim. Other than that, center of the green all day long.
A wonderful putt. You can claim it. Back-to-back birdies. Back-to-back birdies never hurt, Rich.
Gotta like it. He's feeling it.
He's currently tied for second. One of the hardest holes on the entire property is the par 4 fourth, Rich. It is a strong, demanding hole right from tee to green.
Very picturesque, this fourth hole. Pacific Ocean directly to the golfer's left-hand side. Don't be sucked in by the views, however. You want no part of that. And you certainly don't want any part of that fairway bunker down the right-hand side either. Find the fairway, and you've got a good chance at knocking it on this green in two. Be wary, though. Anything long and left on this green is no good.
A sensational shot and a chance for a birdie here on the fourth. Time to take a look at Justin Rose.
He's happy, just came off a birdie.
Looking really good. Oh, so close. And this putt to move into a share of first place. Just a simple tap in for birdie, and with that, he'll move to 3 under par. He's currently tied for first.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
There's a real premium on your tee shots here at Torrey Pines South Course. Keeping ball in fairways critical, and that is illustrated also by the par 4 fifth.
This fairway cambers from left to right, which helps a fade on this hole. However, don't get too overzealous and pull it, because that fairway bunker down the left, that sees a lot of action. Second shot is a green that pitches back towards you from back to front. That's got a lot of movement over on the left-hand side.
Nothing like a bit of momentum here, Rich. This one's going for another birdie.
I tell you what, they're set up quite nicely through the first opening holes. Birdies galore.
And choosing the 8-iron here. That's well played. Anything on the green from there was fine.
Slim chance here for birdie, but you never know.
Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt. Well, that's a bit disappointing. A 7-footer right here. Ooh. This one's for bogey. The putt drops, and we're moving on. Rich, there are a number of strong holes on this outward half, but the par 5 6th, the players are definitely thinking birdie here, but it's all set up by the tee shot.
It's a nice reprieve, this par 5. Just a little bit dogleg from left to right. Keep it shy of those fairway bunkers down the left-hand side, and almost every player will give it a go in two. This is a 3-tiered green with a low area over on the left-hand side that sees a lot of action.
Yeah, well, it might not be on the green, but it's right up near the surface.
What a sensational play on this par 5 there, Luke.
Yes! And that will move him up the leaderboard as well. Getting ready to play their third. Just one shot back now. Ooh, a little bit of a rush of blood by the looks of it. Playing their 4th shot. Just a stroke behind the leader. This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. That gets the job done. Currently 2 under for the day. The par 4 7th, a little dog leg left to right. Again, positioning of the tee is key.
This fairway slopes pretty good from left to right. Players want to start it out at the fairway bunker down the left-hand side and just hit a gentle fade off of that. Second shot here is to an elevated green. Don't go long whatsoever here. That's when the barranca and the canyons come into play.
Setting up in the first cut here.
Opting for the 5-iron. That'll flick a few of the leaves going through there. That was a bit of a miscue.
Hard to control the distance when you're coming out of the rough.
Okay, phase 1 complete. You've got to make a good putt here. And this putt to move into a tie for third. It's got a chance. Well, that's a momentum maintainer. Well done.
And now over to Justin Rose.
He's one stroke behind his rival in this event.
A chance to move into the top 5 on the leaderboard. A good putt to make.
Starting to look really good.
And after that effort, this is how the field is shaping up. We head up the hill away from the ocean here at the 8th hole, Rich. A lovely par 3, but all the challenges in the green.
It is. It's very wide, not very deep. Players going in there with kind of mid-irons to short irons. Uphill the entire way. Difficult to get it on that back level when they stick the pin all the way on top.
Opting for the 6-iron. That's a bad error to make there. That's headed right. Well, take notes, folks. That's how you do it.
Gotta like their chances from there.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie. And with that, that's their 4th birdie. And that will take him to 3 under. Well, good move there. Anything north on the leaderboard's always pleasant. The par 5 9th is a monster over 600 yards, Rich. Challenging, to say the least.
I think the challenging part about it, Luke, is it's just straight away. You have to hit a straight tee shot, a straight second shot, and a straight third shot to find the green in 3. It really is just that simple and straightforward. The green does have 2 tiers on it, but for the most part, Luke, it's an inviting third shot.
Oh, that is a thing of beauty.
Henny, do you have a better look at this lie?
Just trickled off the fairway, but still in good shape.
Handy effort, that one. Rich, we know these days with the PGA Tour, the wraparound schedule, the tour begins in the fall, but really it's felt at the start of any new year that every time you come to Torrey Pines, the big stars come out to play. It feels like the authentic start to the season.
It certainly does that, and I think that the big-name players, the accomplished players, love coming here to Torrey Pines because it's going to give them a gauge of exactly where their game is at and what they need to work on. Because you can't go around either the north or the south course and geek it around. You have to be on your game. You have to drive the ball well. Your iron play has to be spot on, and your short game better be sharp, because if not, you're going to shoot a million. Both of these golf courses very challenging, but they're fair, and I think that's what the players love about it. If you're in a good zone mentally and everything is going well physically, you can produce a 64 or 65. But if you're hitting it poorly and you're not thinking squarely, I'm telling you what, 77s and 78s come into the equation real quick.
I'm interested in my buddy Beamer's thoughts at this duel after 9 holes.
Luke, so far, it's been entertaining watching these two go head-to-head. Not too sure exactly how this is going to play out, but so far, so good. Love watching these two compete. Lovely, lovely rhythm.
Oh my God, Rich. I don't even know who this player is. Look at this performance.
Kind of coming out of nowhere, but that's what makes this game so great, isn't it? Everybody loves a Cinderella story.
And wow, what an approach. That was a golf shot. Justin Rose may be feeling a bit of pressure in this rivalry after that performance.
And with that putt, he's bounced back immediately from his previous drop shot. And with that, he'll move to 3 under par. Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. There aren't too many easy holes here at Torrey Pines South, but the course certainly gets tougher as we head to the par 3 11th.
This green from the back tee looks minuscule. There's just not a lot of room on the front of it. Even the back section, which it does get a little bit wider, it still is very small. A massive shelf, top left. If you get it up there, happy days for you. If not, just find the green, 2-putt, make 3, move on.
And if this can go down, he'll save par. Looking really good, this one. And that puddle drop. Well done. Time to take a look at Justin Rose.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Currently a couple under for the round.
Unfortunately, backing up slowly but surely on that leaderboard, Luke.
We head to the 12th hole. This par 4 is as big and as strong and as tough as you find anywhere on the PGA Tour.
This is about as tough a hole as you're going to find anywhere on the planet. Prevailing wind coming right back into the players. You just have to step up and hit a solid tee shot to find the fairway. From there, you're going in with a mid to long iron, sometimes even a hybrid to a green that sits just above you. Not a ton of movement, but enough from back right to front left to make you think.
Okay, steady now. A par putt on the table. And now over to Justin Rose.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
So after that effort, this is what the leaderboard looks like. Now 3 strokes back after that hole. All right, Rich, the par 5 13th, so much has been said about it. I'm interested in your thoughts.
This is one of the most interesting par 5s you'll ever play. If you hit a good tee shot, find the fairway, and you have the opportunity to reach, then happy days. But if you don't find the fairway or can't reach, now you've got to lay up into a low area where you're going to have a third shot that's absolutely blind. This third shot could be one of the most difficult third shots on the PGA Tour, bar none.
That's nicely done. And here we are with the third shot.
Just 3 strokes back.
Chosen the pitching wedge here. That's well played. Pin high.
And he's down there. You got a read?
The perfect leave. Uphill, can be firm.
Never mind. Go and tap it in.
Just a short putt remaining here. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. And a par 4 awaits at this next hole.
That one's heading down Broadway. And Henny, what are you seeing down there?
Yeah, he's got around 125 here.
This looks to be heading to the green. Terrific shot. And a chance for birdie coming up here at the 14th.
Time to take a look at Justin Rose.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Currently has a share of second place.
I tell you what, inching closer to that top spot on the leaderboard, things are definitely heating up.
Oh, golf clap. That's a beauty. A few shots under par at the moment.
Currently tied for second.
That was exactly what the doctor ordered.
Made birdie on the last, looking for a second in a row here.
He's currently sitting in second.
Getting closer to that top spot on the leaderboard. This is getting interesting.
16th, the last of the par 3s on this golf course, but it's not an easy one.
This is underrated difficult. The green is big in size, but it plays awfully small because there's really small sections to this green. The front, the back right, and the top left. If you find the right section, job well done. If you don't, it's going to be a difficult 2-putt to say the least.
Well, Rich, there's nothing too difficult about this bunker shot, aside from the moment.
The most challenging part about this shot is the situation.
What a good opportunity you've got here. Let's hold it.
Always rooting for this player, Luke. I hope this one goes.
Just didn't drop. Just 3 feet to the cup.
This is a must-make, guys. They've got this for bogey.
Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard.
The penultimate hole at Torrey Pines South is not a long par 4, but the danger lurks everywhere.
They moved this fairway to the left alongside the canyon a few years ago, which really enhanced the beauty, but also the fear of this hole. You have to challenge the left-hand side because the bunker down the right is really no good. From there, the green, it tilts from back to front, mostly with a really low section over there on the left-hand side. However, it still is a promising birdie opportunity.
Choosing the 9-iron here.
This needs just a little work to the left-hand side.
Wow, what a shot. All these are good putts to make. Good for momentum, right on 7 feet.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
And that's 8 birdies today. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Just got to trickle this one in the front door. It's downhill.
Trailing by a stroke after that hole.
Managing to chase down the leaders, closing that gap. Gotta like it.
And as this player tees off on their final hole, they're 1 shot off the lead.
That's not what he had hoped for, I'm pretty sure of that.
Time for the second shot on the 18th.
The equation's pretty simple. Chip this in and win the tournament.
Well, it all comes down to this. Make the putt to force a playoff.
Was on a good line.
And they can only sit back and watch the victor earn his spoils.
Oh, this putt will be a good one to hold for a round of 68. The putt drops, and this player is finished for the day. And Rich, even without the win, it's fair to say this is a big-time week for this player.
Well, they got themselves in contention. They got a taste of what it takes to win on the PGA Tour. Didn't finish the week where they had hoped to, but I gotta say, this is a lot better than I think they possibly even expected to finish.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Helvey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
.2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am is about to begin. I'm Luke Helvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this particular featured group because there are rumours of quite the rivalry starting to bubble between these two players.
And so this week, Henny, they're vying to beat Tony Finau. This should inspire some brilliant play.
Oh, Tony Finau will not be letting up this week, Luke. But he's such a nice guy, you almost don't want to beat him. I mean, it's tough, but you must. I don't think you're going to outdrive him, that's for sure. But iron play, oh, maybe you can get him there. You have to putt well, though.
Tony Finau might be a big cuddly teddy bear, but when it comes to playing on a golf course, he's going to try and strangle you to death. Good luck trying to beat Tony Finau. There is literally no weakness in this man's game. Now he knows how to win.
And as we head to the second tee, the first of the par fives, and as we talked about, you've got to get off to a great start at Pebble Beach.
Absolutely, a par 5 that almost every player should be able to reach into. Just avoid the bunkers right and left, and you're going to have a clean shot into a very narrow green.
No point hanging on to that one. You didn't hit your best there. Getting ready to play their third. Good shot there, Beamer. Time now for the fourth shot.
Wind's blowing from left to right. Going to try and hold it against the wind.
Yeah, quality shot that. And he needs this to save par. That's frustrating. Here's their sixth shot. Oh, I like the look of that shot there, Beamer.
Oh, Dr. Chapinski strikes again.
And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's feeling good, just birdied the last hole.
Well, that's got to have some impact on the scoreboard. Let's take a look. hopefully the double on the last will be out of their mind as they try and compose themselves for this next tee shot.
Not too sure that was, but that didn't even come close to resembling a golf swing.
Right up in the canopy of the trees. Bit untidy, wasn't it? Golf became a power game, and there's few players out on tour that have more prodigious power than Tony Finau. If he really wants to go full tilt, Rich, it feels like everyone's playing for second.
He is a dynamic player that has the ability to make birdies in bunches. The ball striking, I think, is always going to be brilliant. Watching him when he was on the Korn Ferry Tour, graduated to the PGA Tour, and just keep watching the steady progression. Each and every week, he just seems to get a little bit better, and the confidence level is over the moon with this kid. And to bundle it all up, Luke, he's one of the nicest guys in the world. You want to root for a Tony Finau. He is such a likable, lovable guy, I believe, that you can't help but root for him. And the wins that he didn't get are just heartbreaking, and we felt the pain alongside with him. I love watching this guy play. I root for him every single week.
Currently at +1 for the day. Rich, we get our first look at the beach here at Pebble Beach. This fourth is a short one, but beguiling.
It is just around the 325-yard mark. Most players tend to lay up and just have a wedge for their second. However, the big sticks, they can go ahead and take a rip at it, but beware, the beach lurks closely down the right-hand side.
This shot now being played from the fairway bunker. Little sigh of relief. Happy to be putting again. Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Setting up this putt 10 feet from the cup. Little birdie look in here.
Oh, that's a good way to end what was a challenging hole.
In the bunker with their tee shot, and that is a very good save.
And now over to Tony Finau.
He's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
That's inside the range.
This tour player is just streets ahead now.
And how did that shot impact the score? Let's have a look at the leaderboard. The fifth hole, Rich, the first of the par threes. Much to it?
There is. This green is tiny. It's minuscule. And you have what over to the right-hand side? Oh, yes, the Pacific Ocean. No, thank you. A par 3 here is an excellent score.
Looks to be going with a hybrid here.
Look out left.
Didn't quite strike that as cleanly as they would have hoped.
Well, definitely the wind had to have gotten a hold of that one.
Oh, I thought that one was going in. Oh, 13-footer coming up here. Oh, just missed. Bogey putt coming up here. Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
He's currently in 5th place.
Sitting at 2 under. Tied for 5th. Wow. That was handy holding out from there.
Not a good lie. Fortunate to hit the pin and go in.
Let's take a look at the current standings. The 6th hole here, Rich, at Pebble Beach, is a tale of two halves, isn't it? A strong tee shot down the hill towards the ocean, and then the second, the approach shot back up the hill.
There's no doubt about it, Luke. This is just a spectacular par 5. The beauty of it, though, is that you can mess it up in a hurry. This is a very difficult par 5. Don't make any bones about it.
this shot from about 190 yards out.
Wind is going straight at his back.
Yeah, the wind's really starting to blow, but that didn't faze them.
And this putt to move into the top 20. Oh, birdie with big wings. Great putt. And that will take him to 1 under. He's in a share of 15th. We head across to the par 3 7th. We always talk about it in golf. It doesn't need to be a long one to be a great one.
Luke, this could be one of the most picturesque par 3s in all of golf. Who says great par 3s need to be more than 150 yards? Not a single one of them. I love this hole.
Going with the pitching wedge here. Is this one heading into the sand? That's not what they were looking for.
And coming up well short.
Okay, step 1 complete. Out of the bunker. Now let's go make a putt. That's a good sign of a player's character, Rich. Still managed to make something out of the hole.
And that is a nice up and down out of the greenside bunker for the par.
And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's 1 stroke in front of his rival so far today. Great stuff.
Oh, that's clutch. What a way to save your par. To the top 5 he goes. Well, after the beauty of the 7th, we go to the beast that is the 8th. Is there a tougher 2-shotter on the property?
Not to my knowledge, no. At just around 425 yards, you're going to lay up to the end of the fairway. No driver needed. But the second shot is where it gets difficult. Downhill, a very small green. You knock it on here in 2, and you've done well.
That's a touch of the Freddie Couples rhythm right there. And what are we looking at here, Henny?
Setting up here from about 185 yards.
Atta boy, good shot. A chance to move to a couple under the card with this putt.
And this putt to be even with Tony Finau.
How did that miss? And tapping it in for par. Trailing by a few shots after that hole. Pebble Beach has a terrific stretch of par 4 starting from the 8th right through to the end of the 11th. Let's take a look at the 9th.
This is an interesting hole because it wants to make you aim left, but there's a bunker there that you need to avoid. Funny enough, there's a lot more room out to the right than what you can see off the tee. A very strong par 4 to finish the front 9.
And now over to Tony Finau.
He's sitting there in the rankings at 4th.
Do you like the view from where you're standing, Henny?
Yeah, I think he's got around 135. Oh, I didn't see this as possible. What a shot.
Oh, lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the 9th. Henny, what does that lie look like?
Oh, no. This is nasty. Just no.
Going with the 5-iron here. We need this one to bounce right.
What a shot from that nasty lie. Should be proud of that.
And this putt to move into the top 10. Oh, what a super shot. That's a good way to move into the top 10. at -2, going along nicely today. And as we continue alongside the beach, the coastline here, it is a spectacular scene, the 10th, isn't it?
It certainly is. I don't know if I love any hole more at Pebble Beach than this one right here. You want to aim down the left-hand side, but avoid those big bunkers. And from there, you want to try and land it short of the green and bounce it on. Anything landing on the green, though, could go shooting over the green and into a nasty spot.
That was wonderfully done. Playing from 110 yards out. Just 2 shots behind. Outstanding approach shot.
Looking for back-to-back birdies here, Luke.
This putt for inside the top 5 on the leaderboard. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? An opportunity to make their par. That was a gallant attempt. And this one will be for bogey. Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. Well, Rich, we start to head home, but first we've got to head up the hill on this short par 4 11th.
Thankfully, a breather hole after the last few. This is just a 3-wood. Could be a driver up the hill. Second shot, very short, but beware, this green pitches severely from back to front. Watch the spin on your second shot.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. 4 shots behind our leader. Well, a little off the target with that one.
Missing it short there. They will definitely be upset.
This putt is about 8 feet. Oh, so close. This next putt for double bogey. And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Well, that's a shame. That'll drop them down the standings, that's for sure. First of the back 9 par 3s is the 12th.
And this is a mean one. Not going to lie. It's mean. It's right around 185 yards, but the green, once again, very tiny. You come up short in that deep bunker, you're bound to make a 4.
This would be a great up and down from this spot. How close was that to going in the hole? Great shot. All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Can't be too aggressive here. Take your medicine and move on. This is down the hill.
Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole.
This will be a good bogey.
Oh, that looks like a pure stroke. Now 7 shots behind after that. Rich, let's head to the 13th tee at Pebble Beach, shall we? And what's the decision off the tee?
Aim it right, just shy of those bunkers down the right-hand side, and you've got a mid-iron for your second shot back up the hill. Again, a green that pitches severely from back to front as well as right to left.
This one from about 160 yards out.
Breeze straight into him.
Well, that's a handy shot. Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt. You can mark it down. That's birdie number 4 today. Canada's Brooke Henderson currently on top of things right now. As we head to the 14th, I know the 18th gets all the attention here at Pebble Beach, but this is a strong par 5.
Oh, this is a good one. I love this par 5. Just hit it just down the left-hand side. You can't reach the far bunkers down the left. Lay up with a long iron, maybe a fairway wood, but watch out. This third shot gets awfully tricky.
Nicely done. Rich, Canadian golf has had a number of people to be able to hang their hat on over the years. Obviously, most recent on the men's side, Mike Weir is a major winner, but the impact that Brooke Henderson has had on the game seems to have been even more significant.
It has been, and she doesn't carry the mantle just for women's golf in Canada. She carries the mantle for Canadian golf in general. She's such an amazing, delightful young lady to be around. Her personality is infectious. She's just a good soul. And she carries that around to the golf course. I mean, two-time major winner. But what I'm impressed about most with her game, Luke, is the fact that, you know, she is such a long hitter in the game. You don't quite see too many women in the game right now that they don't talk about hitting it long like we do in the men's game. But make no bones about it, she hits it a long way out there. That gives her a massive advantage over some of the other players. And that's why she is such a prolific winner on the LPGA.
Sitting at 1 over. Yep, that shot safely on the green. What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Yeah, he's got just over 16 feet here.
Didn't quite judge the speed on that one. Just 10 feet to the cup here. Ooh, right by the hole. This is a bogey putt coming up. And unfortunately, moving down the leaderboard, that's not the direction to be heading. Reach the 16th, not a long par 4, but really requires some accuracy on approach.
It does. Lay up to the top of the hill, and you can look down on this green, which pitches severely from right to left. Just a wonderful short par 4.
That was a little untidy, wasn't it? Sitting at a couple of shots over par. Ooh, that almost went down. This putt about 11 feet in distance.
Solid little par putt here.
This is a good chance. And now over to Tony Finau.
He's going to want to improve on that current 5th spot.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. And let's see what that shot did to the leaderboard. Oh, Canada. Brooke Henderson leads this tournament. Let's head to 7. One of the most famous par 3s in all of golf, Rich.
Yes, just over 175 yards on the cart. It's a tale of two greens. When the pin is up front right, it's a birdie opportunity. Back left, find the green, make your 3, and sprint to the 18th tee box.
That should find the surface. Yep, that one's on the dance floor. You can two-putt that for sure. Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
He's currently in 4th place.
Okay, Henny. What's he looking at with this putt?
Has to putt this one downhill.
Ouch, that hurts. Par putt coming up here. That's pretty tidy. That gets the job done. And Brooke Henderson currently in the lead here. Well, Rich, as we find our way to the 18th tee, few holes in golf capture the imagination more than the finishing hole here at Pebble Beach.
So much history on this hole. Aim it at the trees right in the center and hope you don't get unlucky and get underneath one of them. From there, it's going to be a layup out to the right and just a short 3rd shot. What a wonderful, wonderful finishing hole.
Well, that's certainly showcasing all their talents there. That's impressive.
Using the big muscles to get it home in 2 there.
And this putt for a final score of 72. Oh, so close. Good chance, this one. Right on 6 feet.
Right over the spot they were looking at.
And with that, that closes out the event for this player.
And wow, what a rivalry that was. Let's recap some of the results. Well done, Henny Koyak. Thanks for joining us on course today.
Thank you, Luke. The pleasure was all mine. I got to see some incredible shots and some not so good stuff, but what a day.
On behalf of Rich Beam and all... .2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is delighted to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Waste Management Phoenix Open is about to kick off. Delighted to have 2002 PGA Championship winner Rich Beam in the booth. I'm Luke Elvey, and it's a good morning to Henny Koyak, who's out on the course following our featured group.
Hi, Luke and Rich. Looking forward to following these two players again as they reignite their rivalry. I have a feeling we'll be in for some more exciting golf as these two battle it out.
Rich, how do you see this one playing out?
Finau won their last matchup, so I expect some fierce competition today.
Well, it will be interesting to keep an eye on this one right throughout this event.
Well, I hope he makes this one. It's for par. Never up, never in, as they say, Rich.
Well, I think they fell in love with the line, forgot about the pace.
Currently at +1 for the tournament. The second hole at TPC Scottsdale is a mid-range par 4, playing 442 yards from the tips. The bunkers on the right side need to be avoided, which leaves a good mid to short iron approach to a green that is bunkered front, left and right. So a good accurate approach required. And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's getting some airtime between him and his rival. He's 2 ahead.
Oh my! Getting ready to play their third. Ooh. He's got a par putt here. Let's see if he can make it. Okay, steady now.
And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole.
Just can't seem to get off the bogey train here, Rich.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Now playing a little defensively.
The third here at Scottsdale plays over 550 yards from the tips. It's a strong par 5, which requires 2 big shots to get to the green. The first shot needs to avoid that bunker on the left-hand side to give you a chance to go for the green. But if you're laying up, it's laying it back to a number between those 2 bunkers that sit on the left side of this fairway, around 150 to 100 yards out. That's not going to find the fairway. And here we are with the third shot. How close was that to going down?
Putting for birdie here.
Always good to lead the bounce back category. That's a good stat. Sitting at 1 over for the event. The par 3 fourth at TPC Scottsdale. A fairly straightaway hole, but bunkers again. Front, left and short right requires a pretty accurate and solid strike. That's inside the house of opportunity. Chance to change his fortunes on the green. This would be a good one to make.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie.
It was on a good line. Oh, these are good for the momentum. These ones right on 8 feet. Oh, what a stroke.
And now over to Tony Finau.
He's 2 strokes ahead in this group rivalry today.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Trailing by 5 shots after that hole. The 5th hole at TPC Scottsdale is a strong par 4, playing 470 yards from the back tees. There's a big bunker down the right-hand side that will catch any drive not hit with authority. The approach must be accurate with the bunker on the left-hand side. Anything just slightly missed here will be punished. Terrific approach and a chance for a birdie here on the 5th.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
Oh, just missed. 5 feet coming up to the cup. Just didn't drop. A bogey putt awaits. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The 6th hole at TPC Scottsdale is a solid mid-range par 4, 432 off the back tees. Again, it's more position off the tee that's required here, with the bunkers on the left-hand side. A bold player is to fly it over that bunker on the left and leave just a short wedge in. Bold players will get after this hole, but a safe strategy lays back before them. Playing from around 110 yards out.
Well, usually Tony Finau is the tall order, but after that shot, I think beating it and getting inside it is the new tall order. What an approach.
What a disappointment. That was a top-level approach shot, but unfortunately they walk off the green with a par. The 7th here at Scottsdale is a par 3, a straightaway hole. The bunkers, left and right of this green, ensure that a nice straight shot is required. Just putting on a ball-striking clinic, it seems, today, Rich.
It has been fantastic to watch all week long. This player is dialed in.
And back to the play, shall we? What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup.
Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? This putt just 5 feet away from the hole.
Better than most.
Well, that'll maintain the momentum. Nice par putt. Trailing by 7 after that hole. The 8th hole at TPC Scottsdale is a very strong par 4, playing over 475 yards from the back tee. There's a couple of pot bunkers down the left-hand side that need to be avoided so you can get to the green in 2. If you're going hard here, there's a tree on the right-hand side that can prevent a good second shot or a line to the green. 2 well-struck shots required to get to this green, and even then, your par's not secure. Well, that's beautifully judged. Lining up the birdie putt here. Ouch, that hurts. 3 feet to go here to the hole. And as they leave that hole, Rich, you'd imagine a little bit frustrated after such a great shot in. The finishing hole on the front 9 at TPC Scottsdale is a par 4, measuring 453 yards from the back tees. There's plenty of room off the tee to the left, just so you can avoid that bunker on the right. There's a bunker short of the green here that needs to be avoided, a short little pot bunker. But 2 solid shots here will allow a chance for a birdie. Well, that's well played, and a chance for birdie here at the 9th.
Nearly doesn't get any better than that. Amazing shot.
This putt coming up is for birdie. Yes, they've made it. And this player's moving up on the leaderboard after that hole. The 10th at TPC Scottsdale is a short par 4, measuring just 428 yards from the tips. There's a huge bunker down the right side of this fairway, which suggests maybe less than driver is necessary off the tee. What you want to do is set up for a good angle of approach, though. There's a couple of pot bunkers to the short right of this green and a big one to the front left to be avoided. Playing within their comfort zone there, trying to get to even par with this putt.
Looking for another birdie here.
Oh, so close, but an easy par. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. The 11th is a par 4, playing 472 yards and a huge water hazard down the left-hand side. The best line is a drive as close to that water without taking it on. Anything that leaves about 150 to 170 yards in will give you a chance to set up birdie. Opting for the hybrid, I think. This next one from the beach. And here we are with their 4. That was a gallant attempt.
What's in front of them, Henny, with this putt?
This one will run uphill.
Go on, get in the hole.
Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Now 7 shots behind after that. The 12th for TPC Scottsdale is a par 3 measuring 192 yards off the back tees. Not much to this hole except the bunkers left to be avoided, although water can sneak in on the right up near the green if anything is slightly pushed. Should find the green here. And he's not hit the mark on that approach. No green in reg, but a chance to save their par. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Well, a lovely opportunity to save par here.
Yeah, this is looking nice.
Yeah, good job. Nice par.
And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Getting ready to play their 3rd.
Oh, what a shot from the bunker. It's time to check on the leaderboard. Will Zalatoris currently in the lead as we check the rest of the standings.
The 13th is one of the good scoring holes in the closing 9 at TPC Scottsdale. It's a par 5 measuring 558 yards. Job 1 is to avoid that huge water hazard to the right or the tree on the left-hand side that juts out into the fairway. If you're clear, you'll have a chance to knock it up near towards the green or just laying it back to a comfortable yardage of around 100, 125 yards. A chance for a birdie here to really ignite your charge. Yeah, you hit a beauty, didn't you? Second shot here on the 13th. Oh, I love this type of courage, Rich. Going forward in two.
Always like the aggressive play, going forward in two and get rewarded for it.
Oh, he's up, Tiger. And Henny, what are they looking at here?
Setting up this putt 17 feet from the cup. This is their look at birdie.
That looked good for a long time, didn't it? And as we take a look at the leaderboard, and there he is, Will Zalatoris, your leader. The 14th is a strong par 4, almost measuring 500 yards from the back tees. The bunker that sits in the fairway should be covered. Anything around 190 to 200 yards out will give you a green light to go for this flag, although a 4 here never hurts. And now over to Tony Finau.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
From around 180 yards out. That wasn't their best approach, Beamer.
Coming up a little short with that effort. Not bad, though.
Oh, well holed.
And a chip in, Luke, just what the doctor ordered.
And it's time to recap that play.
Yeah, Seve would be envious of this one. What a chip in.
The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. The 15th is a very important hole, the par 5, 553 yards from the back tees. Either makes or breaks around here at TPC Scottsdale. That huge penalty area to the left is to be avoided if you're to make a decent score. A good drive will allow you to go for this island green in 2. Although if you're too far back, no point taking it on as there's water everywhere to collect your ball. Laying up to the 115, 20-yard marker will give you just an easy wedge here and a chance to still make your birdie. Henny, I'm sure you've got a better look of that lie.
Oh, this is just unfortunate. So close to the fairway, but sitting really down.
This one just outside 7 feet to the hole.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
Ooh. And with that putt, 1 over, heading to the final few holes. Welcome to the jungle, or as they call it here at TPC Scottsdale, the Stadium Hole par 316. It's just a short club, but you miss the green, and a chorus of boos will ring out.
No harm, no foul there with that shot.
And this putt is for a big 2 on the scorecard. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hold.
Sometimes when you try and get it up the hill, you just forget to hit it sometimes, and it seems so in this case.
Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
He's getting some airtime between him and his rival. He's 2 ahead.
And that impressive young man, Will Zalatoris, currently leads this one.
This dramatic finish at TPC Scottsdale has no shortage of options at the 17th, Rich.
If you've hit the driver but you miss the green, you gotta miss it out to the right-hand side to have any hope of getting it up and down for the birdie. However, you knock it on this green in 1, you never know, you could make it 2.
And what's in front of them there, Henny?
He's got around 100 yards here.
Looks like they're going with the pitching wedge. That was a bit wayward. Sitting at +1. They get a little ground draw here.
What an escape artist. That was a horrible lie.
And here we are with the third shot. Let's return to live play now. And this one is for bogey. That's frustrating. Well, this will be a bonus. Right on 17 feet from here. Oh, lovely roll.
And finishing this hole with a tap-in putt.
The finishing hole at TPC Scottsdale requires a great drive. The big water hazard down the left-hand side and the Church Pew bunkers make it a very difficult drive. Anything out to those bunkers on the right will leave a good angle approach. But once you hit this shot, make sure you get the right area on the green if you're to make your birdie. Oh, this one's right down the pipe. Well, that certainly makes putting a lot easier when you can hit a shot like that.
You know what? That deserves a golf clap.
And that will do it for this player today. Well, Rich, I think it's fair to say that this player struggled with their game this week.
Hey, Luke, I got to say, not the performance that this player was expecting, but I got to say, I personally got a few chuckles out of the round seeing some of the places they hit it. I thought it was pretty fun.
.2K Sports and the PGA Tour proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Genesis Invitational. Today's coverage is just about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm so looking forward to following these two players in this group. They've been going back and forth a bit on social media leading up to the event and seem to really want to prove something out on the course today.
Well, it will be interesting to keep an eye on this one right throughout this event.
Playing this shot from about 230 yards out.
The breeze is moving left to right up there.
You like that, didn't you? Putting for eagle here. It's on a great line. That one raced by. Bit of work coming back. Just 9 feet remaining to the hole. Oh, so close.
A par putt awaits.
He's in a share of 12th place. We know that Riviera starts with a 5-4, but it may as well be a 4-5 because the par 4 second is tougher than the par 5 first.
I've never seen a golf course where you're so happy to start off birdie bogey. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen. The second hole, pretty straight away off the tee shot. The second shot moves a little bit from left to right, back up the hill. There is some space on the right-hand side to miss your second shot up by the green, but there's no guarantees that it'll kick hard enough right to left to get back on the green. It's a sensational second hole.
This putt for par here.
This has eyes for the hole. The old-fashioned hammer hands. That'll ruin any putter's stats.
And he's down there. You got to read.
They've just got to focus on hitting the back of the cup, guys. This is up the hill. Bit of extra juice needed.
In she goes. Let's head to the next.
And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's currently in 5th place.
Getting ready to play their third. And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. Sitting at 2 over for the day. Pacific Palisades in California, the site of Riviera, the third hole, par 4. Elevated tee shot.
And a fairly generous fairway, a little bit more room out to the left than what players can see off the tee shot. Second shot is going to be downhill to a green that basically chases away from the player, going from the front portion of it all the way to the back. Difficult to get your second shot close here.
Going with the 8-iron here. Didn't quite have the right stuff there.
Oh, as we can see there, the wind definitely affecting that shot.
Oh, that one just missed the hole. It's just about 3 feet away.
Nice little par putt here.
Solid play finds that player moving up the leaderboard after that hole. So many wonderful holes at the George Thomas designed Riviera Country Club. This par 3 fourth has to be one of them.
This is a spectacular par 3. Ideally, players want to hit a tee shot that moves significantly from right to left and moving with the contour of the green. If they can do that, then they've got an opportunity to hit it really close. If they challenge the pin off the tee shot, well, it could come up short in that bunker, and that is a massive no-no.
And he needs this to save par.
Our work here is done. Let's head to the next hole. And now over to Tony Finau.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks right now. Our current leader is enjoying a one-shot lead. Rich, the PGA Tour is basically a power game these days, although the 5th here at Riviera forces players just to hold off the tee.
The fairway does run out about 310 yards off the tee, and players not necessarily going to hit driver here. They have to be mindful that the fairway pitches significantly from right to left on their tee shot. From there, they're hitting their second shots downhill again to a green that chases away from them front to back. Again, a simple looking second shot, but a difficult one to get close.
And here we are with the third shot. Wow, that's misjudged. Putting for par. Ooh.
Just a tiny putt is all that remains.
And a little slide down the leaderboard happening. Make sure you respond quickly. Looks to be going with the 5-iron. This one looks like it's going left. That was a little bit of a misfire, I'd say.
Another missed green in regulation. They got to do better.
This putt of about 7 feet to the hole. Okay, steady now. And down it goes for consecutive bogeys.
2 bogeys in a row, never a good sign. Have to see if they can rebound from that.
Let's head to the par 4 7th at the Riv. Again, it's a par 4 that requires placement of the tee.
The fairway bunker down the left-hand side comes in quicker than you can imagine, and so players want to try and hit it out towards the far right part of it. But again, you push it a little bit, and now the barranca comes into play. If you find the fairway, happy days. This green is probably one of the most severe tilted from back to front. Players need to make sure their second shots land past this hole in order for it to come back down towards the hole. You will have a downhill putt, but it's better than coming up short.
Yep, tracking well.
Yep, nice to make a mid-range par putt. Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Oh, I thought that one was going in. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. And one of America's finest, Lexi Thompson, currently leads this tournament. The par 4 8th at Riviera is a choose-your-own-adventure. Which fairway do you like to take?
I think most players are going to try and go down the left-hand side, as it seems to be the easier of the two these days. However, where they stick that flag stick, well, that's a different question. If they stick it up front right, the left-hand side of the fairway, that's not the easiest approach. So better be mindful of where that flag stick is in order to pick which side of the fairway you want to drive it down.
That one seemed to get away from them, Rich.
Gotta believe the wind affected the golf ball there.
What's in front of them, Henny?
He's got 10 feet here. I think he likes it. This one to save par.
Ooh, right by the hole. And this one will be for bogey. And it's Lexi Thompson on top of the standings here. The final hole on the outward half is a par 4 playing back up towards the clubhouse, Rich. It's a good par 4.
Only the big hitters are going to be able to carry that fairway bunker down the left-hand side. Most players are going to try and avoid it and even miss it the fairway out to the right-hand side, which is not a bad miss. From there, the second shot is directly uphill. Deep, deep bunkers on the front right part of this. That is not the place to miss it. Anything that's a little bit long will leave you a downhill putt, but that's the safe play.
Didn't that look good for a long time? Putting for a par now. And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
So after that effort, this is the current standings on the course. Time now to make the turn for home, Rich, and this is an exciting part of the championship. What are your thoughts on this performance?
Well, this has been entertaining so far, hasn't it? The players behind their rival at the turn, but that's just temporarily. They got 9 more holes to go, some good opportunities on the back 9 to catch them. Let's see how this all ends up.
From the sand, are they able to get up and down? Well, this is one of those lies that dictates a shot. It doesn't seem like it's a tough one. Oh my God! And that'll promote a good move up the standings. And now over to Tony Finau.
It's been neck and neck. He's actually tied with his rival. This is tough. Can he do it?
And now at +4 for the event. The par 5 11th, one of the better scoring holes on the course. Players are thinking 4 when they stand on this tee.
It's just a long straightaway par 5, almost a runway, if you like. Both sides of this fairway flanked by huge eucalyptus trees, which frames this tee shot brilliantly. You find the fairway, second shot, once again, straightforward. You must avoid that bunker front right at all costs. That is deep and nasty. You're not going to enjoy being in there.
They've played nicely. but no wins next to their name.
Multiple top fives this year. I guarantee a win at some point in the year.
Oh, well played. Getting ready to play their third. Well, this will be a big birdie here. Good putt to make. And just about 8 feet left to the hole.
This is important. Big par putt here.
That's well holed. So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. When you stand on the 12th tee, Rich, you're thinking to yourself, oh, a couple of strong back-to-back par fours, and it starts right here.
This is where the golf course gets extremely difficult, Luke. This tee shot moves from left to right, but massive overhanging eucalyptus trees down the right-hand side prevent you from hitting a high draw over them. Once you're in the fairway, though, your second shot is to a green that's really not as big as it should be for such a long hole. And there's a famous tree just short and left of this green, Bogey's tree. Not because of the score, because Humphrey Bogart used to sit there and just watch everybody butcher this hole.
A birdie putt awaits. Just didn't drop. Down she goes. Let's head to the next. Let's take a look at what Tony Finau's up to.
Oh, he's out in front here in this rivalry, but can he stay that way?
Lexi Thompson currently on top spot as we pause for a look at the leaderboard. Rich, the 13th hole. Slightly different look off the tee.
It's really cool. This tee shot is framed by large eucalyptus trees both right and left. Requires a draw. Nothing else to do. You have to move this golf ball from right to left off this tee. If you do it correctly, well, that golf ball could chase down there miles down this fairway. You find the fairway down there, you're going to love the second shot. The difficulty gets when the pin is all the way back left in this little peninsula. You miss it a little bit left there, you're going to find the barranca, and you're probably going to find a bogey or worse.
What an opportunity to make a birdie. Yeah, that putt looked pushed. You've finished your work on that hole. Let's take a look at the next one. Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard after that effort. The 14th, Rich, I know it's dear to your heart, the par 3. You made an ace there in tournament history, won a car. How do you tell the players to play it?
Hit a 7-iron, a high little draw 7-iron, and 2 hop it right in the hole, Luke. That's what I suggest. That makes it easy.
And let's have a look at Tony Finau.
He's currently ahead in this rivalry. Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's get back to the action. Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. Oh, almost went in. And this one is for his par.
Oh, they're going to walk this one in.
Yeah, that's well judged. And just a little bit of clean-up work remaining on this hole. And as we check the standings, Lexi Thompson currently holds top spot. That's not the one he wanted. The ladies' game has been dominated by Koreans for such a long time, but America has been able to have this resurgence basically off the back of Lexi Thompson and the generation she's started to inspire.
Lexi Thompson is so fun to watch because she's got a very unique swing, and when you look at it, you kind of look back and you go, okay, that went a long way. Okay, that went right at the hole. And she's got such control over her golf ball. It's amazing. And the wins are going to continue to pile up for her year after year. I'm blown away by the fact that she is so aggressive on every single shot. There is no laying up in her game, and I love that. Now, that might cost her a few wins, but I tell you what, she's going to have a lot of wins because of that as well. I love the way she plays the game. It's exciting.
Looks to have opted for the 8-iron. That's a great shot here at 16 and sets up a chance for birdie.
Of all the shots that I like the most, that one ranks right up there.
A well holed, he'll take the birdie. The leader now has a one-stroke advantage. The last genuine scoring hole at Riviera is certainly this par 5 17th.
Any hopes of getting it home in 2, you better come up with something special off the tee and make sure to avoid the bunker on the right-hand side.
And they've found themselves in the first cut.
And here we are with the third shot.
Wind is blowing left to right. Going to try and hold it against the wind.
Going for less club here.
Not a bad shot, that. Still a chance.
Didn't quite get the approach close enough, so a long putt in front of them.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
That's disappointing. Just 3 feet to the cup. Okay, let's head to the next.
And now over to Tony Finau.
Birdied their last hole.
So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard.
And as we move along, it's Lexi Thompson on top of the standings here.
One of the most famous finishing holes on the PGA Tour, Rich. This 18th at Riviera is a classic.
Aim for the palm trees in the distance, which are located just on the left-hand side of the green. A good tee shot there will set up an awesome looking second.
Looks like they've got the 5-wood.
Yeah, that'll work. That's fine.
20 feet to the cup. All right, you'll make it the next time.
And we're all over, bar the shouting.
Well, Rich, an absolutely delightful day. Pleasure to share it with you and everyone watching at home.
Absolutely, Luke. Always a pleasure, my friend. Onwards and upwards.
Well, that'll just about do it. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Elvey. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.